Let us begin the stream. We shall begin the stream. Let me go ahead and also make sure everything. And it's raining. Fun stuff. There we go. Alright. I think I have everything set up the way that I need to. Oh, wait, actually, hold on. One thing I forgot. Let's post it on the actual server thing. There we go. All right. Get the fuck up. Uh, well, it should be working, yeah. Yeah, it should be. All right. Oh, hold on. I know what happened. I know what went wrong, I think. Hold on. Stupid thing about YouTube streaming is that when you start streaming, you have to set the thing to public. Then it can be seen. There we go. All right. Well, now I think that we are good to begin. So let's go ahead and see. Where do I want to go? Yeah, anyways, today I am pretty much just going to be hanging out, mining, chilling, doing stuff like that. Why is there a floating sandstone block? Hello, Data. Hi. It's good to see you. I'm not saying that sarcastically, I mean it. Let's see. I need a cave. I need to actually get like an actual deep cave. How deep does this go? Oh, this goes right to deep slate. Out. I'm stuck. There we go. Right, let's see. Wow, this cave sucks. Not gonna lie, that's kind of terrible. Also, let me get my Silk Touch pickaxe, because I do see some stuff that I want to get. Yeah. Hello, Fox. Hello. There we go. Yeah, I just had to set up the, I had to set the stream to public because YouTube. This is a lot nicer. This is more like what I'm thinking might be. There might be stuff down. There's diamonds. And that. Oh, that's Deep Slate Diamond ore. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, I'm literally just like, I wanted to play Minecraft, but the problem is, of course, I just finished up on recording another video, so I can't really do... I can't really record stuff just yet until I'm all done making that video. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do more random mining. And we'll go from there. We'll see how this goes. Unfortunately, I'm starting to think that this cave might be a little shit, honestly. Ow. Got some blackstone at least. Ooh. Sizzly. I really should get music going, but the problem is, the last time I used a compilation, it got me copyright claimed, so... You know what? I have a better idea. Hold on. If I go to my music, and I go to Fluffals copyright free, and then turn on any song, and then turn it down. I'll have to turn on the desktop audio, but... Or, hang on. Is that the... There we go, shuffle on. Let's add audio capture. I believe media player? Hey, there we go. Perfect music for me literally just chilling. Mining. Because mining is relaxing. Well, it can be. Did it just repeat the same song like I told it not to do? No, it's just... Okay. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, it actually... Yep, it does. Ah! Stupid! Okay, hold on. Hold on. I got this. Fuck. I got this. Add all this to play queue. Oh! Alright, if I skip to the end of this. Perfect. I got it. I got the music playing, fellas. Now it's time to actually start mining again. And this is literally just all the copyright free stuff that I've gotten for like video making. Cause I like it. I like this chill vibe. I like the piano jazz. It's also what I usually listen to whenever I need to focus, so this helps me. You know what else helps me? Hold on. I got an energy drink. Delicious. All right. Found some more kite. One more kite. Wow, this sucks. You know what? I'm gonna go somewhere else. Ah, you know what? This stinks. I'm leaving. So yes, this is Minecraft. Everybody chill out, calm down, listen to the beats, have a good time. That's a nice golden apple there. Hey, anybody want a Smite 5 golden axe? Ah, my goodness. It's about as good as whenever I found a sharpness 5 knife. From Farmer's Delight, no less. I don't necessarily want to go too far in this direction, because Gorm's Mountain is right there. Hang on a minute. That's a shrine that I haven't done. Well, Gorm definitely has, because the entrance is torn to shreds. Look at that. Alright, let's get stuff at the ready. Go. Oh, it's breezes in this one. Oh my god, my looting gave me 5 breeze rods. What? Let's see. Copper. Let's see. What's in this one? More breezes. Oh, hey, that's good. Shrine key. So if I'm to do like that, yes, like that. Okay, that's actually really cool if there was actually something up here. There is not. There's nothing. Let's see. More breezes. Who designed an entire trap room out of trapdoors? With breezes. Did it die? No, it didn't. Wow. Pork chops, regular golden apple. It's like being gifted a bag of sand in a desert. Yeah, exactly. And especially because... Oh, no, even worse. You know what? It's more like dirt. Because... at least with this stuff, it's waxed. You get your copper pre-waxed. No, it even better. It's a bag of glass. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Gold! 1 gold. Ah. There we go. Gold! Again. You know, with all the breeze rods that it's giving me, another trial? Hold on, what the hell? This is a big one. With all the breeze rods it's giving me, I could actually make a breeze launcher. Like, literally just a launcher to launch me at Mach fuck out of wherever I need to go. I love these trials, by the way. There's the shrine trials. They're cool as hell. Also, yes, I am aware I have a shield and I have not been using it this whole time. I mainly use my shield as a stat stick, if I'm being honest. Okay. Copper! What is this? Oh, that's an ominous trial thing. Iron! Hey, that's actually not too bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad. You. What? Back here, you. Get back here. There we go, it's frozen. No, it isn't! There we go. Hello, nameless user. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome into the chill Minecraft stream where I'm just procrastinating. Here we are. Bricks. Cake. Bolt. Pie. And then... what are these? Impaling 4, Protection 3, Spell Power 3. I don't know if I'm gonna end up using any, like, tridents or anything, but that Protection 3 I can at least turn into something. We've got a full enchanting setup by now, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, I can't do that one. But if this is like other trials, there should be another bronze reward thing. That's a spawner. Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay, let's see if I got the skills. Nailed it. Iron. Pie. Pickaxe. Alright, I'm gonna have to go drop this stuff back off at, back at base. Because honestly, I don't know why I use that door. It's pointless. Norm really made a thing of this. Also, let's... Nope. 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 Should be fine. I will build the... I will build the thing while I'm at it. Build the soundtrack while I'm doing this for streaming. There's a ravine right there. Oh, that's deep. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much everything is still full. Jesus Christ, that's a skeleton trap. I saw last minute, I was like, oh, is that a skeleton horse? Yes. It was. Oh, I have way too much food. I have so much food. I'm just gonna drop those in there. Drop those there. I'll sort that out later because that's gonna be something that I have to do in my spare time. I'm gonna have to basically take everything from those chests and move them over to my starter base area, which is right there. And the reason I'm not showing it off fully is because I want it to be shown off for the first time in a video. So, episode 3, whenever I'm done with that. Woo! Also, I just saw these. Damn ones. Okay. And now, hopefully... Hopefully this cave will be better. It looks like it's bigger, so that means it should be better, but we'll see. Let's see. I see. There we go. And I do have my backpack set up so that it'll specifically be magneting ores and also putting the ores in the backpack. So everything else will just be in my base inventory. And as far as I'm aware, that has worked pretty good so far for me, but we'll see. It's just a little added quality of life thing. Oh. There we go. Had to change something around. There. everyone doing tonight, anyways? Me? I'm being lazy. I'm not being super thorough about, like, leaving a trail behind me. Mainly because I'm not planning on lighting up this area. There's nothing really nearby. It's more so just breadcrumbs on my way back. I have seen a lot of videos in my recommended about the Wonderland.jar thing. I did see you posted in the Discord that you went to a convention, and honestly, kind of jealous, not gonna lie. It's been a while since I went to a convention, because the last one I went to was 2019, ACFI, Alamo City Furry Invasion. It was awesome. That being said, I was an asshole, so... But it was also just because I was stressed. I mean, literally, the day after the convention, my family moved to where we live now, out of our home for 13 years. So, yeah. But hey, that's in the past. Just gotta move on, live life to its fullest. MFF 2019? Oh, you got one of the big boy ones in that case. Because, like, I think from... Okay, because, like, in general, my convention list was pretty much entirely stuff that was in Texas, because, obviously, that's where I live. ACFI 2018 was the very first one that I went to, and it was awesome. I enjoyed myself. Then there was TFF 2019, which was awesome. I enjoyed my time there. That was also the first time I did full suiting, and my mom absolutely loved being there. She was my mom had a blast when she went with me that day, or that weekend, I guess. And then after that was ACFI 2019, and unfortunately, just due to the way that the world has been, I have not really been able to go to any conventions lately. Though I really want to. I really do. Because, yeah, as you said, being in that space, it's awesome. Especially now that I actually have a little more... I can have a lot more fun with this stuff. Zombie dying. Zombie dying. I will admit, not out of interest, but more so because my sister is a cosplayer. She actually goes to a lot of anime conventions, and so I've been to a lot more anime conventions than most other convention types. Now, obviously, I've been to Classic Game Fest in Austin, Texas. That is nice to go to as a gamer because it's just nice. Now, most of the time, it's just a lot of old game stores and whatnot that have kind of rallied together there to sell whatever popular games they have. But it is still very, very nice to go, especially whenever you have things like you can you can meet John St. John, the voice of Duke Nukem and Big the Cat. Uh-oh. Dude, really? That being said, whenever I did go last year, or 2 years ago now, whenever I went to Classic Game Fest a couple years ago, they actually had a bunch of indies that were like, they had whole-on computer setups and whatnot. There was like a guy who was making a flight sim on the Dreamcast. Not joking, this guy was actually just making a game for the Dreamcast in the year of our Lord 2024. It was so cool, and just getting to talk to all these people about like what they're doing with it, like what their experience is, what their hopes are for their games. It was cool. I think that's like one of the more fun things is talking with just regular people about stuff like that. Getting to talk to creators about things that they want to make. Cool as hell. Definitely got me inspired to work on game development for a short time, and now I'm just, I'm doing art commissions. So, there's that. Oh, hey, more diamonds. I just realized I haven't even been leaving torches behind. Oh, and it's a big vein. Yes, conventions, I really want to go back into doing more of them, but the problem is I need money to do that, and we've already covered it plenty before, but job's not doing too hot. But hey, that's fine. Random sounds of the penis. Eek. There he is. God, there's so many zombies. Oh! Was that two veins right on top of one another? That's really lucky. The zombie, yikes. I figured as long as I just kind of, if I'm just gonna do like an hour of mining, then we'll see what I get. I mean, it's never not a good time to have extra resources. Then again, it might be more like 2 or 3 hours knowing me, because whenever I get in a zone, you will not be able to stop me. Just as a heads up. I will continue mining until the day I decide not to, which will be a while from now. I can't believe it took me forever to learn that you could crouch on magma in order to not take damage. Then again, it's not like it's a commonly... It's not a commonly used hazard, because it does only, like, what, half a heart of damage every tick? not exactly a big deal. Also, something that I didn't really mention before is that we actually have added a couple more mods since the last time that even I mentioned anything online, because we had to go back and add the combat roll mod so we can actually use certain skills on the skill tree. Because, for example, upon rolling, you leave behind a frost trap. If you don't have the combat roll mod on, that's just nothing. And it's not like you can spend your skill point elsewhere, so... But now we can roll. And also, I get my frost trap. This is great for the viewing experience. Okay, let's go in here now. This looks like an actually really good spot for minerals. Stupid mineral things. Diamonds. 1 diamond. More diamonds. Hell yeah. Oh, nothing. There's a glare. Hello. It's a thing. That's a dead end. The good thing about this all being blackstone is it's really easy to see any ores that might be around. Hey, Libby. Oh, you got a snowstorm in your area? Thematically appropriate zombie. There. Well, let the chill vibes warm your soul. Oh, that's an invisible spider. That's another invisible spider. Wow. I love it. You know, it was funny, whenever I was playing with Moth at one point, he didn't know that spiders could get potion effects on them. Yeah, he ran into invisible spiders. Oh, hey! The skeleton. Ow. I'm just gonna ram my face into this wall over here. This looks like it's going back above where deep slate would be. Oh, no, hey, wait a minute. Also, while I'm at it, give me some of that moss. They're tied to the moon phase? What? I mean, I knew that, like, slime density was tied to the moon phase, mainly in swamps, but is other stuff, like the effects that spiders get, affected by the moon phase? Because that's a really odd effect, but I kind of enjoy it, in a way. And again, I just love little tiny details like that that are just... Why would this be a thing? I don't know. It's just cool. Enemy invisible spider. But only on a full moon. The pure reason that I mine Morkite at this point is because it just sounds satisfying. I have tons of it. Like, I'm not gonna need any for a long time, but you know what? It's nice to just hear a little bling. Okay, so this is the other side of that area. More diamonds. Ow. 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 My little feetsies. My little toe fingers. I don't know if anyone who was paying attention to Shizzy's design, they noticed that they have toe fingers. See, this is why I always get lost in caves, is because I'm just like, ooh, hey, look, there's stuff over here now. You. That's my that's one of my favorite things back from like whenever I played TF2 a lot, because one of my friends who is now a moderator on the server, they had a thing where it wasn't that specifically, but that is just that's like my adaptation of what they did. As a medic, they would just they would see an enemy when they had uber charge and just go, the enemy, and then activate the uber charge. It's really dumb, but I love it. Just the enemy. And to be fair, it did get people to attack the enemy, so can't be too upset with the results. More diamonds. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, wait, give me that. Get the fuck out of here. Maybe because I'm in a lush cave, there can be, like, a special ore type, maybe? Because I know they exist. I know there's special ore types in this mod pack. Like, you can only get aquarium from oceans. But then again, maybe I have to go into, like, a jungle or something in order to get it. Oh. There's so much. Up. Okay, so this is getting a little too high in the cave because we're getting out of deep slate territory. Oh, hey. Here's an old cave of where I was. Yeah, I know kind of where I am. Yeah, because there's that lush cave area. Ow. There's very little. Like, this seems to be a very above ground cave. Not really above ground, but like, I guess high up cave? I don't know. The bat has died. Oh, that's a wrong button. Okay. more kite down there. I'm not even gonna ask. They were just chilling. I don't know why. There's such a simple joy in just mining in this game. You just sit down, or in my case, stand here, playing the game, chilling, and you just get a bunch of resources. And the longer you delve, the more resources you get, and thus the more stuff you get, the more goodies you get. I mean, let's face it, I've got 51 deep slate diamond ore. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of with the slimes. It's okay. I just find it funny that there's mechanics though that are used, but on such silly things. Yes, there is actually a you could slimes spawn better in full moon. Yeah, regional difficulty, which makes sense because for the most part, well, then again, the area that I'm in, how bad is this area? Local difficulty? Undetermined. Oh, I just realized this F3 menu actually tells you whether something is a slime chunk. Ah, that's handy. Silverfish quarry? Oh, hell nah. It's also surprisingly quiet on the server right now. Then again, I know it's also tomorrow is Monday, so probably a lot of people getting ready for work. That's okay. Or, you know, they're playing other games. Which is also fair. I have actually been very shocked at how active this server has been, just in general. like, now is obviously not the best time, but in general, like, we've had a pretty active player base, which is not something that I'm used to in a Minecraft server. Normally, whenever it comes to Minecraft servers, I'm used to everybody playing for, you know, a week tops, and then just leaving, never to be seen again. And hey, technically, if you want to be exact, technically this is a bucket list item of mine because whenever I was growing up, I used to want to do Minecraft YouTube videos. Well, now I am. And you know what? It's fun as hell. Yes, I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids who grew up wanting to be a YouTuber, not realizing just how much effort you either have to put into it, or you get lucky and you somehow become a slop channel. There's no in between. You either have to put in some kind of effort, or you just keep churning out content that, you know, gets you like 2 million subscribers. Which, hey, you know what? If I could do the same, I mean, I could do the same, but I'm not going to because I would hate myself for it. There's one iron ore down there. I'm not gonna let that distract me, though. Also, hopefully with artwork commissions being... Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, day job, there's nothing wrong with it, and I totally get it now. I say now. I get it. What I'm trying to say is I understand just wanting to have a normal day job, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because honestly, I mean, you need money to live, and having just a regular job just pays good money. There's so many creepers, my goodness. There's a silverfish. It's dead now. But, oh, what I was gonna say earlier, though, before I probably lost my train of thought, I am hoping that now that my artwork commissions are hopefully about clear, I may end up being able to actually work on some more game development stuff. And so that means that you might be seeing some streams of that at some point, as I kind of get my flow back. And work on some basic, you know, not so fun stuff, like Prime Audio to chill to. Good. That's what I'm going for. That's what I want. listen, it's Minecraft. If I was playing like Minecraft minigames and whatnot, then yeah, maybe higher energy would be something, but in my case, hell nah. I'm here to just give you a nice time. Chill time, chilled out, relaxing, having fun. Oh, there's way more iron ore there. Woo! This is basically just a mod pack that we kind of worked on with each other. It's very basic stuff, very quality of life, but with some added RPG elements, mainly so we could roleplay better. Like, I mean, I've shown it before, but we have the RPG series mods, which gives us access to a bunch of, like, base classes and whatnot. But we've also got, like, simply swords and stuff like that. I think... Well, we've got Terralith for the world generation, because that is honestly... That's how you get some really good-looking world environmental places. We've got Origins, so that people can be different heights. Yeah, it's just a kit bash. It's just a bunch of random mods that we've chosen for each other. And it's still technically being worked on, but we're pretty much at the point where we think that it's set. Oh yeah, and also we got like mythic metals and whatnot, so we have even more ores and whatnot to play around with. So that's fun. Because as I mentioned, I love mining. That's why I'm doing it right now. We do also have the better combat mod, because I kind of touched on it last time I streamed this, but I remember the change between the old combat and the modern combat, and my honest opinion, I don't think I actually got to explain it very well. Is Baz in here as well? Yes, he is. He is the rat. He's the rat that lives out back. He's not online, obviously, but I think he's doing some Mallow 4 or something like that. I don't know. He has malware. That's what it is. Oh no. We only really use the origins to choose our heights. So like in a lot of cases, I am Oh, you did? You actually ran into someone else who did a video? Damn, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, no, I am lanky. I am slightly taller and skinnier. That's why we have the Origins mod, is so we can have stuff like that. He's currently streaming Fallout 4? Yeah, I figured. It's just nuts that there's you actually like have another person that was doing this. Because I know, like, what is it? I know at one point Sam was playing this on stream, but for the most part, he's just been an offline player, so he'll just kind of pop on, play some, have fun, and then hop off, you know? Doesn't really stream it or anything, and hey, that's okay. Totally fine. I would rather people do what they're comfortable with as opposed to trying to push themselves in, you know, ways they're not. Target acquired. One diamond, that's it. Nothing really here that I want. Precision. Nailed it. Where am I? This is the wrong cave. There it is. Okay. How's my inventory looking? Still pretty empty, honestly. Ignore the over a stack of diamond ore, but you know. It's pretty empty, all things considered. And it's only been 1 hour. So for a 1 hour mining session so far, this is a really good profit. There's some more kite down here. Ow. You know, there's actually been something really stupid that I've been doing for for inspiration on Purple Digitalis. I mentioned it on my Blue Sky before. One of the things that's been inspiring me to work on it again, of all things, is listening to backroom slop channels. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of that content is absolute garbage. But at the same time, some of it does actually, like, give me ideas for stuff in Purple Digitalis that I want to work on. Also, these videos typically are like, you know, a few hours long, so it's good to turn it on while you're doing other stuff. It's like SCP Foundation stuff, where it's like, it's kind of low quality content, but you know what? It's chill. Because really, all I've been looking at is like the explain stuff where they basically go on the wiki and just kind of read off the wiki. And honestly, I'm not a fan of that kind of content, but at the same time, I also use an ad blocker, so it's not like it's gonna, you know, benefit them at all. And they also get like, you know, they've got like 2 million subscribers from just doing that, and I'm like, wow, I am in the wrong business. I am in the wrong business side of things. Again, like I said, if I really wanted, I could just kind of move over to slop stuff and just do that instead, but hell nah. Hell nah, I am not that kind of person. I've also just, as I've gotten older, I've just kind of chosen to just chill out a lot more with regards to stuff. So it's like, you know, I may watch something that's like, oh, that's kind of stupid that I would be watching that, but at the same time, I'm like, honestly, I'm gonna die one day. I might as well just watch what I want, and if it happens to be a waste of time, then I learn that in the future. Or if I'm looking for time to waste because, you know, I just need something to listen to, then there's also that. Yeah, honestly, I'm like, I think it is interesting that there is actually a pretty creative side behind a lot of the Backrooms Wiki stuff. The problem is that it really doesn't capture the original spirit of what the Backrooms was. It was meant to be a mysterious, seemingly infinite hall of room, or like sequence of rooms and halls and whatnot. And then there were also some like sub-levels and whatnot. Now there's like over 1,000 levels that you can now read up on, and they treat it like a tour destination. Like, hey, by the way, guess what? You can go to this area by going here and then doing these things, and then once you do, you're out of bounds and you're in the area. And by the way, if you want to get out, you do these exact options. And once you're all done with that, then you make sure to grab some of that almond water on your way out, and then you're good to go. Have a nice day! Yeah, needless to say, a lot of this stuff I'm not a fan of, because it's like, it doesn't understand what it was. It doesn't understand what the original was trying to be, if that makes any sense. Blame the skibbity toilet fandom. Oh my god, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. But again, there are some creative stuff. Oh, it's the Voidcraft SMP. Voidcraft. Yes, that's how you spell. And currently, I'm like, we got some small members on here. That's the other thing that impressed me, is that a lot of us are just small creators, so it's like, wow, it's impressive to see someone, you know. There's another thing about explaining something like that, and it's that it makes the world feel smaller in a way. My video is the one you saw? Well, okay, fair enough. I was gonna say, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. You're all right. Oh, that is funny. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm like, honestly, the way that it does inspire me though is that there are some interesting there are some really interesting concepts that some of these people come up with, like using the idea that something is a game. Because that's the other thing, is that a lot of these places use the logic that, oh, it's a video game, but real. And the thing is, in doing so, they also don't understand how video games work, so it's like, it makes no sense. For example, no clipping. Last time I checked, you don't just no clip on a video game. In fact, if I was to just type in right now /no clip, I am not allowed to do it. If I was to do /fly, I can't do it. If I was to go game mode creative, I cannot do it because I am not moderated. But in this universe, what you're saying to me, What you're telling me is that everybody in this world has admin privileges? How does this make any sense? Like, I can't be the only one who thinks of that whenever they hear about this, like, tour destination sort of thing. And not only that, it's also weird that these people treat it like a tour destination. Like, I thought the whole reason that you had this was because you didn't want to go here. And that's why people are documenting it, is to know how to escape as fast as possible. It's one of those, I have a hard time understanding how this, that's why I call it slop. It's like, it doesn't understand why the original, whoa, the big cave. It doesn't understand why the original became interesting and popular. It's just churning out content for the sake of content's sake. And that's just not fun. Like, I don't know how anyone can find that fun. I mean, then again, I'm the one watching this stuff, so shut up. Yeah, exactly. It's like that. It's stupid. Also, I'm sorry for people who might not be interested in the backrooms talk, but I've been, again, it's been something that's been on my mind recently, just due to the way that things are. Plus, I think it is an interesting talking point because of the fact that technically PD is very highly based on, like, liminal space stuff. Technically. Because folks want content. Exactly. Don't you want content? Don't you want content? Here, let's get this gray sludge of content. It's perfectly digested for you automatically, by the way. You don't need to worry about thinking or tasting or doing any of that stuff. You can just sit there and consume your content slop. I make it sound like I'm a lot more peeved than I actually am. I'm just like, whatever. No. Then again, I'm also the person who's still watching Minecraft Lucky Block content in the year 2026. Last time I checked, that was popular content in 2013. I looked at, I was like, I didn't realize it was that bad until I was like, oh yeah, no, wait, never mind. Realizing you wanted to make art, not content. Yeah, that, honestly, yeah. And not a lot of people realize that. Like, or not a lot of people can make that distinction, I guess. See, here's the thing. My content may be goop as well, but at least it's flavored. That's actually not a bad way to put it, honestly. Yeah, I will also admit that... Oh, hello. There's a little glare. They dropped glowberries, apparently. I actually... There was like an article headline that was shared by NitroRad last night. And the thing is, it was basically an article talking about how there was a bunch of film students who were finding that they were getting really burnt out of watching films. They didn't want to sit through and watch movies. You know, even though they're in film school. And you know, the whole article was basically just sensationalist stuff like that, where it's like, oh, look at the attention span of the current generation. But he actually brought up a really good point. He said it's not always the fact that it's not always an attention span thing. These people basically say, oh, I want to make movies, and then they start doing it, and then they realize they actually don't want anything to do with making movies. And that leads to people obviously not having an interest in something and then just saying, nah, I don't want to do this, actually. And it's the same thing with any artistic medium. How many times have you seen artists who start doing artwork get, you know, pretty popular, and then say, you know what, this just isn't for me? Because it turns out they're not a fan of the actual art making process. They're not sitting here thinking, okay, here's how I need to make my lines better. Here's how I need to shade things better. Here's how I need to make anatomy better. Not everybody's gonna think that. A lot of people are going to just simply say, oh, I'm gonna be an artist. They do stuff for a while and they say, no, I don't want to do that, actually. And it's the same thing with everything. Movies, games, stuff like that. Because one big thing I've mentioned before is, maybe not here, but I have definitely mentioned it somewhere before. It's that ever since I was like 5 or 6 years old, the day that my family introduced me to The Legend of Zelda, my life was forever changed, because I started my mind was blown. I was like, you can go on adventures in this mechanical device? That's insane. But then it started becoming where I was like, I want to learn how to make my own stuff. And I started doing a lot more in that. I started looking into this stuff a lot more. I started looking into like how these games are made. I started looking into like map design stuff. In fact, map design was actually the first thing that I did. I would oftentimes draw up these maps and then be like, here's the path that you would take, here's what all the obstacles you're gonna find are, here's how this is, and I would do that. I would do stuff like that. And now that I'm actually working with like Unreal Engine, it's fun to be able to sit down and look at games and go, okay, I want to know how this mechanic works right here. I want to know how to make this a reality. This is interesting. And I break it down as much as I can, and then eventually I'm like, I make it, and I'm like, there's no better feeling. It is the most satisfying thing. Ow. Yeah, they don't want to run the gauntlet, they just want to look at a walkthrough. Exactly. I just don't like the fact that, you know, I've kind of fallen out of sensationalism with regards to a lot of my stuff, because I've come to realize that 99% of sensationalism is bullshit. And once again, that post reeks of it. I also don't like using the same words over and over again, but you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly, because it's like you can do so much stuff with it. Hell, whenever I was working, I started learning how to program with C++, and I got the C++ primer specifically. That book, I read like half of it, which I didn't even need to do technically, because most of it I'm not going to use. But you know what? I read half of it and now I have that knowledge. Just the gauntlet is part of the experience? Yep. But the thing is, there's people who are predisposed to running that gauntlet, and people who just, it's not for them. I would not imagine, there's a lot of people I would not imagine getting into programming in the same way that I enjoy it, because personally, I love programming. For me, it's basically just puzzle solving, which, as I mentioned, my first ever game series was Zelda, and a major reason for that was the puzzle solving. That was one of the things that I absolutely loved the most in it. Now, most of it was just location-based stuff, but at the same time, there was other stuff that you could pay attention to, like mechanical and stuff like that. But it's like, for me, game dev is a puzzle that needs to be solved. And that's what makes it so fun and interesting, because solving that puzzle gives you that same dopamine rush. You have too many ideas for too many mediums? Hey, join the club. Join the club. I'm like, not only am I someone who, you know, dabbles in game dev occasionally in my spare time, I know I'm a pretty decent writer, all things considered. I'm an artist. Yeah, needless to say, I'm right there with you. Ow. Another really good thing about a lot of the stuff that I have is that I'm also a bit of a voice actor, because of the fact that, like, I do YouTube and whatnot. I've learned how to control my voice pretty good. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is about a lot of these engines, the knowledge is at least somewhat transferable. Sure, you have to learn what different terms are, but at the same time, hold on, what am I saying? You have to learn how the different terms differentiate between engines, yes, but you can still take a lot of the basic knowledge from one engine to another, no problem. That's a big thing I've noticed in game dev. So even if you have like a handbook on Unity, as long as you know what you're doing in Unity, you can probably, hell, I'd say more than likely now, especially, you can just Google. You can Google an answer, and there's a very helpful community forum, usually. I say that, then there's stuff like... I don't remember what it was. I've had it multiple times where I'm looking for an answer to a problem that I'm having, and I can't find anything whatsoever, and it's because the answer does not exist. There's people who have asked the question, but there's nobody who's answered it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hello there, Goop. The poison the frog has joined the chat. Welcome. We're chilling. We're mining. I'm mining a lot. What in the one coding language that is entirely done with just the tab key? You mean binary? I will admit, it is actually shockingly awesome whenever you do actually answer a question that goes unanswered for years. I've had that a number of times. Again, I can't remember exactly what the problem was, so I can't really remember what the solution was, but I just know I've done it. Mining and chilling is a good combo. Hell yeah. And I'm happy to report that people have also been enjoying it, especially because I just get to chill out and chat. Big cave. Tried to serenade me and I butchered it, yeah. Axolotl? Hang on a minute. It's another pink one. Come here. Come here. You know what? Eh. Oh, he's stupid. Your type of axolotl are the toothpaste colored ones. I have a... I don't remember which ones exactly I have in the pond right now. I know I have a pink one already, because I believe that was crystal. I believe Camp was... Okay, Camp was there for a while. Camp was there for a while, but he just kind of disappeared. He was a yellow one. And then there was like a whitish bluish one that Arl found and placed in there mysteriously one day. That was Blake. Bushes break pathing from mobs. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Also named the axolotl Scrungus. Oh, Scrungus! Hell, you know, I could stockpile on axolotls in order to take on a an ocean monument. I am gonna need sponges. I'm gonna need sponges in order to help drain the ocean anyway, so... Ah. Sorry. Imagine Sissy coming in to claim Wee Wee one day. The honorary frog. I'm gonna put Wee Wee in a bucket. Slime! Have you ever tried Liquid Death sparkling water? No, I'm not really a sparkling water kind of fella, honestly. I'll have it if it's there, but I don't really go out of my way to have it. So the answer is no. I have not tried it. Oh no! A zombie! Ow. Oh, hey, Diamond. Huh. Good to know. Good to know. Honestly, I'm always up to having new experiences, so I could try it out one day. Then again, that was my logic with Monster Energy back in 2019, and look where I am now. And yes, it was specifically 2019 because for some reason, even though I had no interest in the game at the time, I I really wanted to try Monster after it was in Death Stranding. Again, I had no interest in playing Death Stranding at the time. And yet I was like, you know what? I gotta try it. I gotta try it at least one time. Now, yeah, more diamonds. Now I gotta have it. I gotta have an IV drip of the stuff. Monster Energy HRT. The scene kitification. Oh, yeah, also, Chill, I was wondering, since you're in chat right now, I wanted to ask, I've been noticing that diamonds are really common. Did you up the spawn rate of diamonds on the world generation, or is that just natural world generation? Case in point. I've also said it before, and I'll say it again. Minecraft is the perfect streaming game. Just natural. Oh yeah, that could be a Mythic Metals thing, honestly. Yeah, because I was like, I get a lot of diamonds whenever I'm mining like this. I mean, I've almost got 2 stacks of diamond ore. Like, jeez. Then again, I have also been mining for about an hour and a half, so... Yep. Yeah, it could also be a quirk of Terralith. That is also very true. Now, not that I'm complaining, because honestly, I'm at the point where I'm gonna be real. I don't know if I'm gonna be using diamonds for a lot more. Like, unless we somehow start building up an economy on this server, a diamond-based economy, I'm not gonna have much use for diamonds. Be happy less waiting around and searching. True, true. It's just surprising whenever you're not expecting there to be so many diamonds. Arquid only does commerce in Midas Gold. Yeah. Jeez, look at... That's a lot of magma. I actually managed to get a damage boost there. Nothing. Sorry, I did. Oh my god, there's so many glowing sacks. I'd be more upset, but they were gumming up my farm for a while there, so. Oh! The Melon Traveler's Backpack. I swear I'm gonna have to like make a backpack store at this point. Actually, that would be a pretty decent decent store idea, because I've got so many backpacks from the skeleton spawner, and I've got so many other materials from just like mining in my own spare time. So a backpack store would not be a bad idea. That being said, things like netherite upgrades, that would cost a lot. In October or something. There we go. Oh, jeez. All right. I will still say, unpopular opinion, because I know not everybody liked the Caves and Cliffs update. My god, I loved it. As someone who already got all my mining done by caving, it just made the experience of caving so much more fun. Like, it feels like instead of just caving being like a side thing that you do, it made it feel like an actual dungeon delve. You know? I don't need carrot. Oh, wait, what is that? I just realized that zoom is really zoomy. What's that? That's Morkite. What's that? That's more Morkite. Ow! Yeah, not only was it that the caves are also larger, it's also the fact that they're more populated with resources than they used to be. Like, yeah, you can't just mine on one layer to get all your diamonds, but at the same time, that means that going into caves and, like, learning the gameplay and doing stuff is a way more fun and interesting experience. Then again, I'm also someone who really likes the dungeon delving and everything in this game. I'm just sad that we didn't go the direction of, like, just adding more dimensions and whatnot to the game. Ooh. Heck yeah, dude. I know phones are expensive, but honestly, it is well worth the investment. Oh. Wait a minute. Isn't this where I originally saw? Yeah, this was the original ravine that I saw. Hey! Oh. Okay, I'm fine. Welcome back, Fox. Well, welcome back, Fox. Welcome. Ow. Oh, yeah. $1,000 for a phone, yeah. All right, let's see. Here's a... Okay, so... Yeah, I only recently bought my phone, like 2 years ago, I want to say. Hold on. I only got this phone like 2 years ago, I want to say, just because I was like, it's decent, but I was also having problems with my last phone, being Verizon and all, and we were trying to swap from Verizon to T-Mobile, and if anybody knows anything about Verizon, it's that they do not want you swapping to another provider. Yeah, that's basically what I got hit by, so while I was going to just keep my original phone and then move over, Verizon said, no, you can't do that. You need to get a new phone with us. Not with us. Honestly, I think that I'm gonna call this one good. And actually, y'all will actually get to see the starter base a little bit early, because yes, I built this thing in the video that I have not uploaded yet. There's so much dirt. This island actually used to be entirely like grass and dirt and whatnot. Yeah, I did a bit of terraforming. Just a bit. Let me go ahead and fly out for you. Look at that. And this is just the beginning of it. I've also got the block palette that I was using right there. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead. I'm gonna say that my mining session is at least mostly done. And I'm going to go ahead and get to placing all this. I got a lot of iron, that's for sure. put it on the gravel, shall we? Did the music stop? Oh, I actually ran out of music. Whoa. Amazing. I'm gonna leave like the diamonds until last in order to see just how many we're gonna get. What age do you get a quick work and go? Back in my day, I hate to say it, probably not anytime soon, knowing how America is. But then again, I've already been doing the back in my day thing, so. And yeah, honestly, as someone who did the Walmart work, I'm right there with you. It's not even that I had a problem with the work that I was doing, it was all just home office being a shit. Because see, while the rest of my family gets, you know, pretty good, they're treated with some respect. It's because none of them actually work in OGP, which is, yeah, that's the thing that they were trying to push for right now, so it's gonna be, it's a little rough. Nah, but they know. They're totally understanding about it. Annoying coworkers and obnoxious scheduling. Yep. That's the other thing. Scheduling. What was OGP? Online grocery. I believe it's online grocery personnel, which is essentially the. You'll see if you go to Walmart and whatnot, you'll see a lot of people running around like with the big carts and whatnot with all the baskets on it. Picking up items that people will then pick up later. That's what my job was for a while. Problem. Ours is a small store, which means that we didn't have a lot of the same benefits that some of the bigger stores had, like a dedicated location for OGP. Instead, we had to share the back room. Meaning anytime someone got an order in, we had to run all the way from the back room all the way to the front of the store, and home office did not like the fact that we were too slow. Oh, they call it OPD? Oh, yeah. See, there's so many different names for it. I will hold with a badge of honor, though, the fact that I tipped the location. I tipped the position over 100% turnover rate for the year whenever I left. It was literally getting so bad, and I was trying to tell people, I was like, listen, we need to fix this because this is not okay. This is not sustainable. And they're like, oh, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, everybody's leaving. All the good people are leaving. What do you want me to do? Yeah, I left, and that means that whenever when I left, more than doubled the amount, like more than, how do I explain it? Well over 100% of people who were working in that position the previous year left. It was bad. It was rough. And you know what? I was the person who tipped it over 100%. And you know what? I will hold that with a badge of honor for years to come. But yeah, just know, as someone who's, you know, been in the Walmart, you know, the Walmart ringer, I don't know how else to describe it. It sucks. There's no other way about it. Like, you either get a position where people actually care about your well-being and whatnot, or you get a position where people don't. Oh yeah, no, we've totally had to deal with our fair share of narcissism. People. Hell, my mom had one in her department. Problem. My mom is former military. So don't fuck with her is what I'm saying. And yes, I love building the ore pillar because it's nice. I will say though, working at Walmart did give me the inspiration that I needed in order to work on PD for the first time. I've mentioned it a couple times, but me feeling like I was trapped in a dead-end part of my life where I really couldn't go anywhere because I live in the middle of nowhere and that was the only place around for miles and nowhere else would take me, nowhere else would hire me. Well, it was like the last resort job and it was a miserable one. I hated it. And that was what gave way to me having the idea, the initial idea for Purple Digitalis whenever I was working on that. Or while I'm working on that, I should say, because I am still working on it. And it was just taking all those negative emotions and whatnot and then turning it into something creative. Surprisingly, that actually worked out for me. Okay. Oh. Heck. Come on. You thing. Got it. Alright, I have almost 2 stacks of diamonds. Let's see how many I get from this. Make a Hermitcraft style diamond pillar. Yeah, that's not how you respond in that situation. Not gonna lie. The other guy, I mean. Oh, you phantom bitches. Yeah, no, and the other thing is, at least from what my mom has been describing, there's nothing in the team leads that says that you need to go to a team lead about, you know, questions like that. So technically, other employees are supposed to tutor you. Technically. Technically, the team leads don't even need to know the job that they're doing. Now, it's good if they do, but they don't need to. Also, yeah, look at that. Look at that. The ore pillar. Let's go ahead and get this pickaxe in my hand as well so that I can repair it. I've already got well over a stack of diamonds from this. Hello.
Hello. Don't mind me, please continue.
Alright. Who is that? That is poison. That is the server. That's God. The frog-based analog horror, that's what that is. Oh, I just realized this Morkite's gonna take up all of my inventory. Rogadog hoarder. You know what? Let's put the diamonds away. I need to make sure I didn't drop a lot. Oh! Oops. Oopers. Good thing my stuff was right there. Also, there's a weird bug for some reason with the lantern slot. It duplicates whenever you die for some reason, so I've just been tossing the dupes out. That being said, I did find 2 diamonds. So it was all worth it. Ow. I see your name.
Oh no. Nah, it didn't work out. I believe you dropped these.
Oh, thank you. Let me block a Morkite. Thank you. Get a cactus for dupe deletion. I do have fire. It just disappears. Ascends and oh no, I just realized I lost all my levels by slamming face first into the ground. Again, I always forget that you have to approach at a much softer landing with Elytra. Mining in RuneScape, so this is somewhat relevant. Yeah. Fair. I will admit, that is another reason I wanted to do a lot of Minecraft content, was just because of the fact that it's good content to just kind of turn on and have in the background. Like, I oftentimes listen to Minecraft videos whenever I'm doing artwork. Yeah, that sounds about like Elytra, especially on servers. I think that's even with... Oh, I have Feather Falling 3. I'm gonna have to craft all this up into redstone blocks. And there's more morkite down here. Goodness me, this is a lot of stuff. Question, if I go red stone block, can I... Hold on. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Oh, wait. Well, I guess I'm not gonna be able to. I was seeing if I could speed this up because for some reason, this has been since day one, the crafting book doesn't work. It's one of the mods, we don't know which one. Or maybe multiple of the mods. So I just gotta place everything manually. Is REI installed server side? No, I think it's just client side because we were having issues with server side. Previously, we were using JEI. J. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yay, I beat Minecraft. Dead. By becoming a red splat on the wall. Cartoonishly evil bass is playing in the background. Yeah, I will admit, the only reason I used JEI was because of the fact, or just enough items, is because it was one of the top options whenever I was looking at stuff, so... I mean, I've not really played Minecraft modded for a long while now, so I don't know what mods people use now. But we made the swap to REI because it is just better, especially because we're using mythic metals. JEI does not have any major compatibility with mythic metals, so if you're trying to make alloys, which is a central part of that, you don't know what the recipes are, so you just have to kind of try to look online, but there's no effective place to find that information. And I looked for it. I looked for that information. Okay. But have to smelt up all this stuff later. Perfect landing. Ah. Yeah, it's looking like this play session might end up just being like 3 hours. Unintentionally, I usually go for 3 hours for a stream, but you know, one thing I can do before I head out though is I can show you kind of where I'm at with regards to progress on the current version of my little game project, since I haven't really shown that on the YouTube side of things. I posted it a couple times on Blue Sky, but I don't think I've actually shown it on YouTube. So I could actually show that off in order to let y'all see where that's at, because I gotta finish up the remaining commission that I have. Once I'm done with that, then I'll have a blank slate. I can actually do whatever I want at that point. Yeah. I will also say another thing that I really like about, I believe it was Caves and Cliffs that added these raw variants of ores. They made it so that Fortune is a much better enchantment. Because now you can use Fortune on iron and gold and whatnot. Previously, you could only get the ore blocks from those. So Fortune was only used on redstone, quartz, lapis, diamonds, emeralds, anything that dropped a thing, you know? Now everything drops a thing, so it's good. Now, I will admit, the game is in a very, very basic state. But at the same time, I'm at the point where I think it feels like it's coming together pretty good. It's just I've got to work on things slowly but surely. Hell, the next thing that I've been putting off is actually an auto camera system so that it'll automatically try to center the camera behind the player. I know how that works. I know how to make it work. It's just a matter of I have to make it work. Crazy to think that the Combat Elytra update was over 10 years ago. Yeah, I know. 2015. And some people still can't get over the fact that they changed the combat. Personally, I don't like either form of combat. I don't like the spam click, and I don't like the timing-based one. I don't like either one. I think in terms of version, like veteran status, Poison there got us beat. Shell. I believe they said that they'd been around since like alpha. I I'm a 1.0 kid. I got the game whenever 1.0 was brand new, pretty much. For that little tiny period that it was available. Yeah, that's the way that I see it. Old combat sucks. The new stuff is jank. I do like the better combat mod just from a PvE perspective, but then again, we haven't gone into any PvP situations, so. Been around for as long as the door sound was changed. Oh my goodness, look at all that iron. Who needs an iron farm? Oh, wait, hold on, I got more. There we go. Hoo-wee! So. That's what I got from this general session. It wants your cursor to be on someone to register as hits. That is true. That is very true. Ooh. Hold on. Let me see how much. Oh, look at that. Ooh, yes. I don't care what age you are. Seeing that many diamonds will always be the best thing in the world. 9-year-old in water can see those days. Yeah. Oh my god, look at that. And that's not even like combining all the rest of the stuff that I have in here. Jeez. Whew. Yeah, I will have to smelt those up sometime in the future. Because my auto smelting setup is not actually automated, but it is smelting. So if I go back to the village... Should make a Karmot pickaxe with Fortune 3. I want to. But that's gonna be later. Here's my smelting setup. Bunch of furnaces, bunch of smokers, few blast furnaces, box of villagers, no village, rat. I'm actually gonna do one thing before I leave off, though. I will say, even though this is going to be sounding very contradictory, even though I've got all netherite and elytra, a whole bunch of other stuff, I don't want to necessarily focus on metagaming that much. I know that sounds contradictory, but, you know, for now, I'm okay with what I got, basically. Anyways, I'm going to basically sit here for a little bit, repair up my pickaxe so that I can put it away. Also do this. Whenever it wants. There we go. I am sad that only axes have a special animation in the Better Combat mod. Shovels, pickaxes, they don't have anything like that. I don't know about hoes because I haven't used any, but yeah, exactly. I don't metagame in traditional sense. I do it so that I can build more efficiently. And hey, as we all know, sometimes things like skeletons can be annoying, so getting armor like this is, I would say, of #1 importance. Personally, I would. Personally. It's gonna take a little bit for me to do this. Almost to level 13. Yeah, if I'm being honest, the only reason I haven't really played a lot of Minecraft recently is purely just because I didn't have other people to play it with. I don't mind grinding, I don't mind dealing with crappy tools or anything. I don't mind any of that. It's just the problem I had was I didn't have anyone who was willing to play it with me, so it was like I could build all this cool stuff, but why? Who would I be building it for? I'd be building it for myself, which, yeah, that's something, but I want to show it to the world. I want to show it to people. I'm an artist, but I also don't want my art to be, you know, abandoned, forgotten. So let's go ahead and make up some more bone blocks, shall we? We're gonna have an excess supply of bones. Plus, it'll also allow some skeletons to build up. By the way, can I just point out that sound of bone blocks being moved in your inventory? Hold on. It's nice. I like it. Many bones. All right. Also, I will have to put this away at some point, because that's another backpack type. I don't know why, I really like the idea of just having a backpack store. It's really dumb. But it's like, if I'm gonna have so many backpacks, I might as well do something like that. Maybe have a thing where you get them up to diamond beforehand, and then so when you buy them, you don't have to do all the work to get the stuff yourself. I don't know. Could also have all the upgrade stuff, because if I look up backpacks, you'll see there's all these different upgrade types. Like, you've got the tanks, the crafting bench upgrade, the furnace, smoker, blast furnace, stuff like that. Be careful if you're using the void upgrade, by the way, because that thing crashes the game sometimes, as me and Arl found out. It is also weird to me how much of a delay there is on YouTube stuff. Because I'm very much used to, like, Twitch. I don't have a delay on chat or anything. It's just YouTube has decided to make me have to wait a minute before I see someone's message. Or, I guess, more so a minute before y'all see what actually happened. Void upgrade causes a black hole in your backpack, hence the crashing. Very possible. Okay. All done. I'm gonna grab all those because I'm gonna log out with that stuff. All right, so. Who wants to see the game project? It's going to take me a little bit to get the thing launched. Void upgrade puts the void in Voidcraft. Man, there's going to be a day when we go to the void. Someone's going to die to the void and transcend reality or some shit. I don't know. All right. I'm actually going to turn this music off because I do have some basic music for the game. Someone was really cool and made a bunch of music for the thing, and they nailed the vibe perfectly. It was to the point where whenever I tried to kind of direct them as to what I needed at one point, the result was such a failure that we just said, nope, we're never doing that again. Okay. So, welcome to my desktop. We're gonna launch Purple Digitalis. And yeah, I can actually say this image right here, which you may also recognize from here, was made by Moth. But I was the maker of the 3D model. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Where am I at? All right. So yeah, this is the this is the Unreal Engine window for those who have not seen it before. I'm going to go ahead and click play. Let's see. Do I have music? I do have some of the basic music. But yeah, this is what I have right now. It's a very basic test level, the basic ability to run around and whatnot. Very basic jump mechanics, but I really wanted to make sure that it felt good to play before I really did anything like... Did I remove that? I think I did. Yeah, I think I removed... I had to add some jump types at one point, because basically I started with the basic triple jump like you would have in Mario 64, considering one of the main inspirations for this was B3313. I really wanted to emulate a lot of the creepypasta feeling kind of stuff with this, but as well, I wanted to make it so that like being able to navigate places is easier. So for a while, I actually had a sort of backflip jump where you would kind of flick back on the stick and then there it is. It's a little buggy, just I don't know why, it just is. I think it's something to do with the way that the acceleration works and the fact that I'm using a keyboard. this is one of the main things that I've been struggling with, if I'm being honest, is making that little slide animation work, because when you're sliding and you jump, then you do that backflip sort of thing. And that is a good way to kind of like, if I can if I can do it properly, you can actually gain really good height from that. Like the side flip from Mario. Yes, exactly. The code is known by now. I know it is, but I also really like figuring it out myself. As well, I have just a basic crouch jump that I decided to have, which I absolutely loved coming up with the animation for this because he had a little gremlin pose at one point. But that is basically just the easier way to do a lot of that stuff. That's an easier way to get height than to just like do the backflip. As well, if you're going at a fast speed, because you'll actually notice that he does have very easy to understand like speed thresholds. You can see whenever his head starts bobbing like that and his arms start pumping a lot more, he's running at max speed. That was kind of intentional, but not really. Also, I just realized the shark is not intelligent enough to be talking about this sort of stuff, so let's do the cat instead. There we go. But you'll notice that the way that he does it, he has those thresholds that you can see. And if you're going fast enough and you do a crouch jump, then he does the long jump, which is actually something that I had a very similar action to in the original demo that I made. I had a blast jump that you could do, and it would do something similar. There was also a bug at one point. There was a bug with this where you could continuously gain speed. In fact, I might be able to re-enable it. Hold on. Let me go ahead and get to the player object real quick. I believe, yes, it's right here. So I'm just gonna change the delay to 0. Not that one. Okay. All right, let's see. Is it? Oh no, that's the large jump recharge. This is the crouch jump code. So input can large jump true. Then it will look for if the player is moving on the ground. If that is true, then it will check for if the velocity vector length is greater than 800 and less than 1200. So I believe that it was, if I disconnect this, sort of. Yeah, it was basically bee hopping, but I want y'all to see this because it is quite funny, actually. Let me try. Okay, let's add a reroute node so I can disconnect that because I think if I disconnect that, it's one of these things I have to disconnect. But basically, yeah, because the thing is, I have a limit now to where essentially you can do that and then it'll do a high jump instead, which is actually a pretty interesting movement thing on its own. Okay, we'll just do that in order to get it back. Let's look at the event graph real quick. That's the other thing about Unreal Engine is that coding is very pretty by comparison. Okay, so when you start jumping, is the player crouched? If true, then it does a crouch jump. I think it's a combination of things. I think I need to disconnect this and also move that there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I got it. Look at him go. Yeah, obviously I had to remove this for a reason, but you gotta admit, that much speed is insane. It's going so fast that the camera itself, the camera actually kind of tries to adjust to in front of the player. But you can see it gets pretty ridiculous. Also, yeah, I have it so that if you're running down a slope, he actually does kind of speed up like that, which I really like that, actually. He'll speed up and slow down based on the slope, but yeah. Look at it! Yeah! And then, of course, the antenna going absolutely nuts over there is another really funny thing. So let's go ahead and just fix up all of that real quick. I'm also, just while I'm at it, I am going to check on the side jump code because I know the problem is, right? I know what the problem... Yeah, because see, now it's working perfectly fine, right? Earlier, you saw I was trying to do it and it just wouldn't work. It's spaghetti code. I'm gonna be completely real with you. Like, it works now. It really does. But sometimes it just doesn't. And I don't know why. Also, yeah, I made the little ledge grab myself. I'm very proud of how that came out. So you can kind of jump up here, go up here. Yeah, fall. Yeah, also, fuck, I'm not going to have fall damage. Fuck no, I'm not having fall damage. I do not want to have fall damage. Fall damage is a terrible idea in any 3D platformer. I don't know why anyone would think it was a good idea. Especially because the whole thing about this is meant to be, like, exploration. Yeah, you used to be able to get on top of that thing. Also, you can only position your camera so low. This is also the maximum walkable slope that he can do. So you can see he walks, and then, of course, he'll sprint down whenever he does that. It's very basic stuff, but I love the way that it's been turning out. It's been feeling really nice to work on this. Bubsy had fall damage and that was a 2D game? Exactly! You know what else had fall damage? Mario 64. I don't know why they decided to have it. Also, Psychonauts 2 had fall damage for some reason? Okay, now at this point I'm just running around because it's comfy to... It feels nice to control. I don't know how else to describe it, but I've been working on the game feel as much as I can just to make it feel as good as possible to just run around. This is all custom code, basically. I started with an empty project and have made pretty much everything on my own. I haven't used anything from the marketplace, nothing like that. So yeah. But yeah, this is what I've been working on for pretty much the whole time. And I hope that I will be able to work on it more once I'm all done with, you know, working on artwork stuff for a little bit. Mainly because the next major thing that I have to do is, well, the camera. So you'll notice that whenever you walk, the camera does kind of position itself in front of you a little bit. That was step 1. That was the easy step. The hard step is that I need it so that it will try to recenter the camera towards where you're running. I don't have to do that technically, but I want to do it. In fact, hold on, let me show you why. Because if I plug in my controller real quick. Okay. So whenever I plug in the controller, obviously it still pretty much controls the same. You could, whoa, lag spike. You can still, whoa, lag spike. Hello. Okay, we're fine now. You can still control it pretty much the same way, and yeah, you can see it's starting to have problems again with the side jump. In fact, I'm pretty sure if I go to my mouse and keyboard, yeah, it's not working again. And I don't know why. It's just sometimes it doesn't work. I can make it less sensitive, but then you'll accidentally trigger it. I could make it more sensitive, but then obviously we'll have the problem even more often. So I don't know what to do. But yeah, no, it's pretty much the same thing. But the thing is, when you're using the controller, if you have a controller, or, you know, you can imagine using a controller, you have your left thumb on the left stick. And then you have your right thumb on the A button to jump, which is the most important action in the game. Hence why it's the first thing I added to the game. Here's the thing. That means that you can't move your finger while you're doing these jump maneuvers. You can't move it to the right stick. Otherwise, you have to start using the claw. Which, yes, that is something you can do, but most people are not going to want to do that, and that's more of a solution for a, I hate to say it, badly designed situation. But, yeah, basically that's why I want to make it so that it automatically centers behind the player. So, yeah. Yeah, that is something that I have to think about whenever I'm doing this stuff as well, or that I've thought about multiple times, because I am a Xenoblade fan, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Xenoblade X has the worst case of claw hand in any game I've ever played. Specifically because in order to control Xenoblade Chronicles X, you need to have your thumb on the left stick, or you need to have your finger on the left stick, because you need to constantly be moving so you can target parts that you need to, so you can stay out of enemy attack areas and whatnot, so you can be at the position that you need to be on. You need the right stick because there is an auto camera system in it, but it's also not very good, so you need another finger on the right stick. You need another finger on the left, and you need another finger on the D-pad, because that is how you select your arts. You need to have your hand on the ABXY buttons, because that's how you activate arts. That's how you swap your weapons, which is a very important thing in the game. You need your fingers on the L and R buttons, because guess what? Jump is on ZR, which is essentially the right trigger. And it's very important because jumping is the fastest form of movement in the game. And also, if you want to swap your target, you need to have your fingers available for the L and R buttons. So, to say that the game has a problem with the claw is a problem. Also, hold on, let me show you, because let me go to my webcam here. So the claw is essentially when you have your fingers like this. You have your thumbs, you know, you have like a thumb on here and then the finger here, and then you have the finger here and a thumb here. That's the claw, because it does the claw. That's the best way I have to describe it. But yeah, needless to say, it is, yeah, I'm one of those people. I like to think about how a game would feel to play first and foremost. I'm definitely that kind of, I'm that kind of person. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me for now, because I've got to do some other stuff now. I mean, I'm probably going to be up all night if I'm being honest. Um, People who change their controller inputs to execute long Devil May Cry combos. Yep, exactly. That's actually a different thing entirely. It's very similar, but it is also different because it means that you're essentially trying to make your fingers work as little as possible. Because then, I mean, I got a hair in my mouth. um, Another one to think about in terms of awkward control schemes is Smash Melee. If you've seen any of the movements that those hands need to do, I mean, that's all for glitches, but if you could rebind them somehow, then most people would. Because most people don't want to kill their hands in order to execute combos, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna call the stream there for now. I wanted to do some mining on stream, and now I gotta get back to work. Not on game design, on artwork. So whenever I'm all done with that, hopefully that means that I would be able to. Well, once I'm all done with artwork, I'll be able to work on this some more. But yeah, no, thanks everybody for coming out today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah,